Hey guys, so today's video I'm going to be sharing some behind the scenes details about the making of my music video Take Me to Summer, as well as talking about the song and what inspired me to write it, and just a lot of fun facts that I like about the song that maybe someone would have missed, like little details in the song or in the music video and why I put them there or why I wrote about it, and etc. So it's just a lot of really fun details that I wanted to pull out and point out and talk about and share, because this is, someone may just watch this and be like, oh, that's a cool video, but what they don't realize is all of the work and the attention and the research and the time and effort that went into making not just the song but as well the music video as well, to picking out the outfits and doing the makeup and the hair and like etc. So I just thought it'd be cool to make a behind the scenes video talking about my music video and song Take Me to Summer. And if you haven't watched the music video, a link is in the description below. And if you're like, hey, I don't really care about, watching behind the scenes videos, then, thanks for stopping by and have a good day. But for those of you who are still around and you're like kind of curious, like, yeah, I would like to hear about the making of the music video and what you were thinking when you wrote the song and so forth. If you're still here, then I'm going to get right into it. So, transition. Yeah, I am horrendous when it comes to doing introductions to like videos and stuff. I'm gonna be talking about a few different things: why I made the music video, things I loved most about filming it. There's a Cyndi Lauper reference and what that is about, creating the slow motion effect, my outfit look, and other interesting facts. So I'm gonna start with why I made the music video. Why not? I loved the song so much that I just felt like it needed a music video, but also too, I procrastinated and waited like a whole year to share the song because I got busy, life happened, but also too, I just felt kind of insecure in my voice because there was some moments in the song where I heard my voice and I was like, that could be better. But at the same time, I was scared what people would think about me. And I've never been that person, but that's not true. I have been that person. It's just been a very long time since I've been that person. But, finally it was like, I'm proud of this. And whether people hate it or love it or just think it's crap, like, I'm proud of it. And because I'm proud of it, I think it deserves a music video. And I want to do it, period. Whether nobody watches it or if they do or whatever. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I've waited this long to release it, so I'm going to release it with a music video. I just thought it would be the perfect way to present my song to the world, is to make a music video. So I've made other music videos before. I made a fan-made music video to Kylie Minogue's Into the Blue, which, oh my gosh, that was such a, excuse the dog, Jax, walking around. If you hear a noise, his claws, what it is his claws. Hi, Jax. What are you doing? So making Into the Blue was such a very big undertaking. It was such a big dynamic music video that I feel like there was probably more work into that music video than this one. Well, maybe not. It was just a lot more stages to it than this one was. I filmed this all on location in Pensacola, Florida. Part of it was filmed in Phoenix City, Alabama. But the rest of it was filmed in Pensacola. So, it was recorded in basically 2 weeks. But I thought it would be so much fun to make a music video to my own song. So, things I loved most about filming it. I'm reading my notes, by the way. The things I loved about filming it was the location. I love Pensacola, Florida. It's a happy place for me. I visited it for the first time in 2023. And I fell in love with it. And I was a little upset because the place I originally was going to was booked full. And so it forced me to go to a different location, which just so happened to be Pensacola, Florida. And I was like, well, this place is available, it's cheap, and I get to visit a new beach, so okay. And I fell in love with Pensacola, Florida. So I absolutely loved filming at these locations in Pensacola. I loved to showcase all of my favorite beaches and my secret little places that I would go to. And so that was just a really fun thing to do. a happy, wonderful experience. Whoa, are you okay? Do y'all need to poop or something? It was such a happy and wonderful experience in the midst of grieving. I was watching my beloved princess, my baby Marble, pass, like just wither up, and I knew that it was coming to an end. Her life was coming to an end, and they suspected cancer, but they couldn't find it, and they said that it would just be, they would have to run all of these tests to really diagnose that yes, this is in fact cancer and what kind it was. And I didn't have the money to run a bunch of really expensive tests to just hear them say, yeah, she's dying, you know. So I pretty much just took her home and just tried to enjoy the last few days that I had with her. And she lived for about 2 weeks, a week or two after that last appointment. That was when I had filmed this music video, was during the time that she was dwindling away. And so it was so nice to just sort of shut down the grief for a second and say, hey, I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to look like I'm living my best life, and I'm going to smile, and I'm going to laugh, and I'm going to dance, and I'm going to sing. And it was so fun and refreshing to just take a break from crying and grieving and realizing that I was losing my baby, and just take a break and pretend that I was this beach bum. I was this girl that lived by the sea. And I mean, I looked so happy in the music video and I was having a great time. I was enjoying how hot it was, and I was having so much fun, but you would have never believed that I was grieving so much, and I had cried so much prior to making this music video. And I cried so incredibly much after filming it. And it took a long time to actually get to putting together the music video. It was actually like 6 months later that I actually started editing it and putting it together. But that's a different topic and another story. But it was nice to be happy and have a good time in the midst of so much grief. During that time, I saw so many wonderful things. I saw a beautiful rainbow stretch over the beach. It was incredible. I've never seen that before. I saw this cute little crab, which you can see in the music video. And I met a lot of really cool people. I just saw so many things that was so interesting. And I just thought, wow, there was all these treasures of stuff that I saw. And I guess it's because I was looking for it. I was looking for things that would look really cool in the music video and just little shots. People doing yoga. I'd never seen someone do a yoga class on the beach. And I know that they do it, but I just personally have never caught it before where I see it. And there were so many photographers out, which was awesome to see. They always seem to come around me. It never fails that there's going to be a photographer somewhere around me. And I'm going to be like, oh, I wish I was taking those pictures. I wish I could get a photo shoot like that. And so it's just, I saw so many beautiful things, and I think it was God trying to comfort my heart in a really, really hard time when I was struggling so much and I was so sad. I think it was just God not only trying to cheer me up and bless me with beautiful things, but I think he wanted to give me so many cool things to see for my music video. Like, God knew I was recording, he knew I was looking for things to capture, and gave me a beautiful show. It gave me so many really cool things to see, and so I was very grateful for that. It's the Cyndi Lauper reference. Why the lyrics and reference? At this point in time, a lot of people have been stopping me saying that I remind them of Cyndi Lauper. I was so grateful and flattered that people were saying that I reminded them of Cyndi Lauper. Like, oh my gosh, who doesn't want to, like, you know, remind people of her? She's so awesome and cool. And there was a part when I was writing the song that it was just kind of empty, and I didn't really know what to put there. And I just kept thinking and thinking and thinking, like, there's just a segment of there's a music right here that needs to be filled, but I don't know what to put there. And I was struggling so much, and finally, I really don't know what made me think about it, but I guess I just wanted to reference her somewhere in the song, and I think I actually had the lyrics somewhere else, and then I ended up putting it in the chorus, and it just, when I moved it to the chorus, it just fit so perfectly. It filled that space that was empty and didn't have any lyrics. it filled it perfectly. And I was so happy when it finally came together and I was singing it with the music. I was like, oh my goodness, I love how these words fill in this space. It's perfect. Whenever I sang, Cyndi said, girls just want to have fun. And then for me I continued with her lyrics, girls just want to have fun. And then I made it seem like I was saying, I want to be the one to walk out in the sun. Like I was declaring that I want to be the one to walk in the sun. Like, yes, please. I love being in the sunshine. So I really liked that I was able to kind of sing her song, but make it sound like it was my declaration of saying, this is how I want my life to be. So that was really fun. And I just said my next point, so I get to move on. Okay, my next point, I'm going to be talking about creating the slow motion effect. I just took the dogs out to potty, so I'm hoping they won't be whining as much. They've had treats and whatnot, so I'm hoping that they will not be whining anymore. But anyways, creating the slow motion effect, I knew I wanted to have this old-timey looking, almost like old Hollywood style for the music video, and I knew I wanted to have that slow motion effect where they're moving in slow motion but their mouth is still in sync with the words. So I looked up how to do this, and basically you speed up the music, record, and then you slow down the clip, and when you do and you slow it down to match the original speed, things look slow motion but your mouth is still in sync with the words, which I thought was really cool. I tested it out and it worked, so I created a sped up version of the song, which I thought about releasing, but I recorded everything with the sped up version, so when I went back and listened to the original, I was like, gosh, this sounds so slow. But when it came down to editing, I thought to myself, this is gonna be such a headache if I slice all these images up and I use a clip from this recording and a clip here and a clip there and a clip here, and I try to put it all on the timeline, and then I'm going to have to go back and try to sync all of that. I'm like, that's going to be really difficult. And I was trying to think of how to simplify it for myself, and it made me the way that I decided to do this, it made the process longer, a lot longer, and it took a lot more steps, but in the end it made it so much simpler for me. So what I did was I took all of the clips that I recorded from all the different scenes and all the different locations that I filmed at, and I dropped them all in the timeline, and I synchronized them to the music. So if I had a clip that was 15 minutes long where I recorded different clips to the same segment of song. If it was the chorus done 15 times, or if it was the second verse, or if it was the first verse, I just dropped them all on the timeline and then synchronized them to the music and then saved them that way. So whenever I went in there to make the official music video or the final product, all I had to do was drag and drop the clips and they were already in sync with the music. I don't know how many clips was actually used throughout the making of this music video, so I'm going to go count them, and this is the total number of clips that I used. That means little slices that every single little slices that you see on the timeline, this is the number of slices of all those little clips that I used. And so it was very meticulous to cut all these little slices and all these little moments and condense it and put it on the music, put it on the timeline. But I was really happy that I did it this way, to go ahead and synchronize the music to the clips, because it just, even though it was longer, it took longer to do, it was a longer process, it was like another step in my already very long list of things to do. But when it came down to making and editing the music video, it just made so much sense, and it made it so much simpler for me. So now let's talk about the outfit look. So I was actually inspired by Hilary Duff's look in her music video Chasing the Sun. I loved the like bohemian fishnet style with the black bathing suit or bikini underneath and her jewelry, and loved her messy hair. Absolutely just loved the whole aesthetic of the beach scenes, and I really wanted to sort of capture her style. I loved Hilary Duff as a kid. I grew up listening to her music and watching her and Lizzie McGuire, and so Hilary Duff is someone that I still love and use as inspiration. So I love that I was sort of able to not only give a nod to Cyndi Lauper, but I was also able to give a nod to Hilary Duff in the way that I styled myself. And as for the makeup, I wanted to create like a very summery, beachy look, and so I did like the sunburn look without being sunburned. I actually did not get sunburned until the last day that I was there at the beach. I got a lot of my stuff from Shein or a thrift store. My favorite thing that I loved wearing was the sandy long sleeves cropped net looking thing. The skirt was dramatically flowy, and that's exactly how I wanted it to be. And the hat I had already bought. I believe I bought it in Panama City at a Alvin's Island gift shop, and I really wanted to convey that beachy, beach bum kind of summer girl look. So there was a lot of looking before I finally finalized this is the outfit, or outfits that I'm going to wear. I wore my makeup the way that I wore it in the music video. I practiced it so many times that whenever I went to church or out in public, I would practice doing my makeup like that several times to make sure that I liked how it looked, and I would mess around with different styles and different things. And so several weeks I wore my makeup the same way, and I was getting sick of it. The interesting facts about this music video. One of the interesting facts I actually already shared is, but blank amount of clips made up the music video. Another interesting fact is it was written and recorded in 2023. The song was written and recorded, and it was filmed in the summer of 24, and then I released it in on my birthday, March 25th, 2025. So it's interesting that it kind of spanned over 3 years, but that's just how it worked out. Some parts were filmed in Leslie's camper. It was my little piece of paradise, but unfortunately she rented it out to a permanent tenant, and I don't know if I will ever get to go back to her camper or not. So I'm really glad that I took the time to film clips inside her camper, because this was just such a happy place for me to sit, to dream, to think, to write, to pray, to just regroup, relax, and unwind and look at the bay, watch the lights on the water at night, to look out and see a dolphin swimming in the bay. I mean, when I would sit on the dock and listen to the blue heron. I mean, I just have so many great memories there. I was sitting on the dock and I saw a dolphin fin come up, and it was pitch black, but it came up in the light and went down, and then I heard, like a few minutes later, I heard and so every few minutes I'd hear where the dolphin was coming up for air and would go back under it. It was so awesome to have all these little memories of this wonderful place that I stayed at so many times. And so I'm really glad that I took pictures while I was there and really just soaked it in and filmed in this camper, because it's, like I said, I don't know if I'll ever get to go back. And it was just a wonderful place for me. So I'm really glad that I thought to film inside the camper. And not just inside the camper, but on the property, because there's a lot of little scenes, a lot of little pieces of footage that I got, and it was in her backyard. And I also mentioned previously the longest part about this whole process was probably syncing the clips prior to adding them to the timeline. Oh my gosh, the scrolling scene. The scrolling scene took a few days to make, but it was only blank seconds long. Again, I don't know exactly how long that time duration is that you see me scrolling on the phone. I'm not It's always so crazy that things can take so long to make for it to last just a short period of time. And this isn't the first time that I've taken days to animate a scene for it to last 15 seconds or 30 seconds or maybe 45 seconds. Like, someone like me would appreciate it, so maybe someone out there watching could appreciate this as well. Lastly, I used my friend Summer's voice on the track as a nod to her because of our friendship, and her name is Summer. And so one of the things I decided when I was making this music video, or the song, is I thought it'd be cool to use clips of her voice because her name is Summer. And
oh, that hurt my throat.
I love her voice anyways. She's got this really cool kind of punk rock voice to me, and I really felt like she just added this whole new element to the song. It was just so unique and so cool.
Oh my gosh.
And I actually just pulled out my phone and started recording while we were driving around town, and she was making all these jokes and I was laughing, and she made the comment that it sounded so much like people walking on the beach or walking by, and you could hear someone in mid-conversation.
Oh my gosh, you guys have logos on there. I know.
And I love that she said that because that's exactly what I was going for. Yes, mission accomplished.
I got Waffle House, I got Curves, got Starbucks. Curves. What's it? KFC, Curves. Curves, bro, you didn't know? I should go straight. I feel like I'm more comfortable going straight. I want to go straight!
And then the clips that I used in the bridge, or before the bridge, was clips that she sent me via Messenger. She actually recorded herself talking, and she was bored one night and sent me these videos, and I loved it. And
you know it's gonna be a busy week for you. If you want some entertainment, just let me know, and I can send you these all day freaking long.
They were perfect to fill in that space that I'm like, should I sing here? Should I just leave it silent? And when I put her voice with the music, I was just playing her voice and listening to the track.
I can tell you my whole life story in just this format right here. I got you.
And it just was so perfect. It just blended all together just so well. And I was like, yes, I love this. And I was just getting so excited hearing how it was all coming together. And so I love that I got to use her voice in the track as, like I said, a nod to her and a nod to our friendship.
I feel like those blogger people that are like, what's up, dude? Welcome back to my channel, YouTube.
Well, that is it. Those are all the fun little facts that I wanted to talk about. I had so much fun filming in Pensacola. I loved staying there for a whole week. I was so physically exhausted because I'd wake up at the crack of dawn, and I would stay up till like 1 or 2 in the morning, wake up at 5:30, 6:30 in the morning, go film, take a nap. I mean, I was just like, my sleep schedule was just like non-existent. It's like my body was so excited. It was like, get to work, we have stuff to do. And I would wake up way before my alarm, like 2 hours before my alarm would go off. And I was just so busy and excited, and I loved that feeling. And I don't know if I've ever had that feeling before, that I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to wake up. Like, my body woke me up, like, let's go, let's do something. And so I was so busy that week that the next week I was exhausted. I thought I was sick. I thought I was coming down with something, and it was just exhaustion from the previous week of all the filming I did, of carrying my equipment and running on the beach and going up and down these dunes and running down the beach and twirling. And I mean, I just, carrying heavy equipment in sand for long distances, it adds up. It's a lot of exercise. And I love how my shoulders looked in the music video. Even though I was kind of fluffy and overweight, I loved how my shoulders looked, and I felt absolutely beautiful when I filmed the music video. So it was just so much fun. It was a lot of hard work, but it was so much fun to film. And like I said, there were so many things that went into making this music video and the song and writing it, but it all came together really well, and I love how it turned out. For my first single and my first music video, I'm very proud of how it turned out and how the music video turned out. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. If you made it to the end, you're amazing, you're a rock star. Sorry for the dogs in the background, and I'm awful at intros and outros. I'm awful at both. So I'm just going to say thank you for watching and end it there.
maybe.